Hey everyone, this is Austin, and welcome back to another review of, The Rise of the Shield Hero. This episode kind of was a laid-back episode, and was quite nice, but it was missing a couple things, and I'll get to what it was missing towards the end of the video, because I know most of you people that read the manga and the light novel will probably agree with what I'm going to complain about. But anyway, so let's continue on to, the introduction of Alaric and Therese, and, at first, when Therese spoke, Raptalia didn't understand her, and pay attention to that key point. I'm pretty sure a lot of people already kind of know what's going on, but Raptail's like, oh, she must be a foreigner. I don't understand what she's speaking, and it brings back to the fact that Naofumi can translate anything with the shield, but anyone in his party can't use that skill at this moment. But leaving that food for thought, we see that Therese touches Alaric's weapon, and she starts talking to the language of the kingdom. I forgot the full name of it, but I'm pretty sure it is just the kingdom's actual name. Yeah, it's probably that. But anyways, continue on. We see Therese and Alaric laugh at Naofumi because he called himself Naofumi, and that's the Shield Hero's kind of name, and they're like, oh no, he's a scumbag kind of thing. He's horrible. He's a person that cheats and is willing to do anything to get everything done. And I mean, look, Naofumi does try to get it. He will get anything done any way possible, but nonetheless, he basically goes that Naofumi isn't a bad person. That's why he doesn't think he's the Shield Hero, and we kind of see the whole stigma of the Shield Hero is just still considered a bad person, and it's a good natural pace because it's just recently just got talked about how he was proven to be innocent, and I like the fact that the subtitles are now correct with calling with Alaric not saying lad, it's kiddo, and a lot of people got pissed at me for calling that out around Twitter, and they're like, why does it matter? Because it's a very crucial thing for the later time, and we corrected that. But as they correct things, they kind of we'll wait until the end for that one. But we see that Alaric is still not convinced that Naofumi is telling the truth, and we kind of see Alaric offer Naofumi to team up, and it kind of just gets left hanging there because guy comes up to tell Naofumi to check up on the heroes kind of thing, and the three heroes are actually suffering from seasickness and they can't handle it. And we see Philo actually is swimming, and she drops a shark on Spear Hero because you know what? We don't like Spear Hero here. We don't like his kind. But anyways, we get the whole thing of Philo could swim, and I'm pretty sure Naofumi thought, oh, maybe if she was gonna swim, she would sink because of her feathers. And I can see where he is coming from, but there's certain birds that can do that. But I think he was thinking because in the light novel she is described as an owl-like bird or owl-like chicken, or he calls her a monster. But nonetheless, continuing on, we see that Therese actually wants Naofumi to make an accessory for her because Raptalia talked about how he's really good at making accessories, and of course Naofumi agrees to it because money. Yeah, that's his main drive for all that stuff. But anyways, continuing on, they arrive at the island, and we see that Naofumi questions how Raptalia didn't get seasick, and it's a fair point because she usually has like motion sickness issues, especially with the carriage at first. But it seems that the carriage is always going to be tough because Philo is really fast. But we see the three heroes right now being taken off the stretcher, via stretcher off the bow. I had a laugh. I'm like, you guys really seriously couldn't handle that. And it's the fact, it shows the difference between, or the contrast between Naofumi and the other three heroes. Naofumi's been through all of it all, and he's been through hell, to say the least, and it's a good contrast. I like that. But continuing to the thing, we arrive at this little weird artifact rock, I'm going to call it, or a magic rock, as some people will call it, and a totem. And Naofumi uses the shield to kind of touch the magic writing, and he learns a new spell, which is quite crucial. It's a support skill, and I'm very happy to see it. And he cast it on Philo, and she jumped up like nothing, and man, it was adorable. She did that. I was like, oh, okay. And as I said, pay attention to that. That's crucial, and that's kind of why I'm now like, okay, we could be getting a season 2 for sure now. And continue on, we see, Alaric show up and request to party up again, and Naofumi, of course, agrees, and Raptalia is happy about Naofumi being like a friendly person. It kind of shows that he's slowly growing to be a nice person, because, everyone's, oh, he's not a bad person, and Alaric just saw that he was a nice person, just like, the blacksmith, and didn't question anything. So I guess that kind of feeds into the whole thing. But continuing on, we see that a lot of, like, trash mobs give a good amount of XP still in. We see that Naofumi stopped gaining XP because there's the other three heroes around it, and this is the thing that kind of was implied. I'll kind of explain it. When any of the heroes are next to each other, they cannot gain XP. That is different for the vassal weapon users. I'm going to leave that with that one because tomorrow I am having Glass's video come out, and you'll hear a little bit about the vassal weapon users in that one. But yeah, that's tomorrow. I'll see you there. But continue on. We see that basically the three heroes still haven't changed. They're still in this mentality that this is a game. This is all a game to them, and this is not anything life or death. And it's sad. It really is. And we see that Ratalia's and Philo's weapons are actually being more slowly are breaking, and Naofumi actually takes in a couple materials and gives them new weapons. And I forgot to mention that in the PV because it wasn't shown in there, but I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. That's something that happens. But continue on, we see Naofumi actually stay at like nighttime or dark, and it's to get better drops. And funny enough, that's sometimes how it works. The stronger the monsters are, the better drops you're going to get, kind of thing. And I like that little aspect to it. Kind of makes it like a video game, but at the same time, Naofumi knows it's. As I said, we're going to see this constant him battling. No, this isn't a game kind of thing. I like that. But continue on, we see that Ratalia kind of checks up on Naofumi, especially after the curse, and it's quite nice to see that little touching moment of them kind of building the relationship little by little. And we see something going through the bushes, and Lark shows up, and he actually was going to get Naofumi because the good old people were like, where is he? He's freaking out, and Nafumi's like, oh, it's common for adventurers to die. He goes, no, I don't want you to die. He calls him kind of his associate, and Naofumi, this is Lark's best boy. And as I said, that's going to be the title. That's the title of this video, and I stand by it because he is best boy. And call him boy if you want to. But we see Naofumi join Lark for a drink, and I want to point out something really crucial because this is people are probably asking, hey, why do you think it's going to get a season 2? Philo was singing, and that is a crucial thing to pay attention to. But for the scene that I've been really hoping for, Drunk Ratalia. And it was a little bit different, and I'm going to go off the manga version, even though it's based off the light novel. And, Naofumi kind of questions, is she allowed to drink? And, she is old enough, and it kind of proves that she's mature enough. And, as I said, I can't stress enough, Raftalia's race is different from the humans. They grow at a different pace, so she's not young anymore, kind of thing. And you'll start to see that probably in Season 2 with other characters. But continue on, we see, Maul bumps into Raftalia, and she's very angry, and I just love Drunk Raftalia, I'm not going to lie. They go into an arm wrestling competition, and, Raftalia destroys him. Because, Raftalia don't care. But we see Naofumi's eating this weird fruit, and it doesn't hurt him. And it's a very toxic fruit. It's supposed to be watered down, as Lark said, to drink, kind of thing. And he just popped in like nothing. And we see, Spear Hero pop one in, and he just goes down for the count. I was laughing. So this implies, I have to stress that Naofumi has a high resistance to poisons, and he can't ever get drunk. That's kind of his fate, and he was kind of a little disappointed in that. So we see after Naofumi the next day giving a good old Therese her accessory, and she starts crying because the jewel is filled with happiness. And I want you guys to pay attention to that because I'm going to talk briefly about that and when I explain like the waves and stuff and glass. That's all I'm going to give you there. So if you don't want to know anything, you want to wait, don't watch that video. But it's going to give you some insight of why everything's going the way it is. So we see Therese gives Naofumi all her money and tells Lark to give, him his money too because she's so in love with the crystal. And we hear about Lark's level, which is 56, and Therese's level is 72. And we see Naofumi's past like 70 at the end of this. And Lark and Naofumi fight alongside, and it's just quite a really good moment to see Naofumi kind of warming up to people. And Lark is using a scythe while Therese uses a crystal to summon magic. And unlike other people, they use their own magic within themselves. She uses a crystal to draw it out. I need to emphasize really on that one, so if some of you pick that up, because I don't think a lot of you will. And we see that Therese calls the accessory a lot more powerful than she thought, and we see Therese summon a fireball, and it falls down on Naofumi. It doesn't hurt him, but it heals him, and it slowly burns away his curse, from what he says, and he feels a lot better. And Lark and Naofumi kind of go their own ways, and we see Naofumi kind of like talking about how, he's actually not a bad person. I can get along with him kind of thing. And he's kind of a little upset that he got rejected. And pay attention to that one. And we get to the beach episode, and my complaint over here is, where's Risha? Risha is quite vital to this part, but I'm hoping maybe next episode we get a little bit of Risha, because she likes the suits that Naofumi was wearing in this episode. And we see that Philo found a building underwater, and we see the penguin suit. And I know a lot of people are going to be upset that it wasn't that long of a fan service, but it was a good amount not to annoy people. I think it was a good medium in my eyes. I know people are going to complain regardless, but quite interesting. The penguin suit allows Naofumi to breathe underwater, as you saw, and we see Raphtalia show up with her swimming suit, and she's asking for Naofumi's kind of opinion on it, and she's all like flustered, and Naofumi basically thinks about equipment-wise, like, oh yeah, that's going to be very useful just in case anything, leaks into the suit. She'll be fine and won't get her clothing wet. And I'm just like, Naofumi, stop being a harem protagonist. That's that dense. Ah. And I have to stress, no, this isn't a harem anime, but or series. We see, as I said, Naofumi goes underwater and opens the door, and there's air in it, and he spots a dragon hourglass, and he starts to get a little worried because wherever a dragon hourglass is usually where a wave can attack, and we kind of get this whole thing of 48 hours until the next wave. And as I said, Naofumi, I'm going to go through Naofumi's levels and his party. Naofumi is level 73, Raphtalia is 75, Philo is 76. Just want to touch that, but overall, it's a pretty good and formal episode, and give us a whole lot of information. And I try to pick apart stuff so you guys kind of understand. I try not to spoil the whole end game for you with it, but I gave you food for thought. I hope you enjoyed that one. But my main complaint is, where's Risha? She is really vital, and I hope they're doing it a different way. I'm probably thinking of the manga way because I'm reading the light novel and remember the manga at the same time, and I kind of constantly compare them. And I'm going to just say right here, right now, if you're going to think of getting any of them, get the light novel. It gets you a lot more information. It's a lot better. Just going to say that right there. But overall, I like the episode. I was really happy to see Drunk Raphtalia, and I'm happy they didn't cut out the fact that Naofumi is, he can't really get drunk in. The thing I have to stress, if we don't see Risha, I don't think we're getting another season. And if that's kind of scary because she's quite important. That's why I can't stress enough. She's a very important character in the next coming arcs. So if we don't really get anything on her, we're not getting another season. Just want to leave that there. But overall, it seems they're pacing it just right to kind of end the season on a cliffhanger. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do. Or they could end the wave kind of thing. But there's major spoilers there. But overall, I hope we get another season. I hope they have Risha's little introduction in the next episode, and her little I forgot the name of it, starts with a K. I'm pretty sure some of you will correct me, but yeah, I really hope they don't mess it up. That's all I gotta say. And we now only have 2 more episodes. I think this is episode 23. Yeah, this has 25 episodes. Man, I want to miss this thing. Are you guys gonna miss it? I know you are. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this lengthy video about the new episode. And I can't stress enough, tomorrow is going to be the Glass video. I know some of you are probably expecting on Tuesday, but I wanted to give a little 3 days in a row kind of Shield Hero because I'll be doing the preview on good old Friday, and I'll probably talk about if it's going to drop. Be a really bad thing, to say the least. But anyways, guys, as I said before, thank you for watching. Do consider subscribing if you're new here. Share this video, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. This has been Austin, and I'm signing out. Peace.